Hello everyone, in this video tutorial we are going to see how to call a function which resides in another Angular component. There are a lot of ways to do that, but in this video I'm going to show you that in RxJS way. So let's go and create a new Angular project. I'm going to get the command prompt and ng name my project. You can use any name that you want. Would you like to add Angular writing? Okay, yes. CSS. Okay, now our boilerplate is ready to go. Let's go and open it in Visual Studio Code. Project, then open it in code. Okay, let's run our project. I'm going to open the terminal here. So minus open. Let's see. Okay, here is our boilerplate up and running. And we can see. So now we are going to implement the RxJS part. Okay, I'm going to get a new terminal here. I'm going to create new component in ggc sibling 1 and another component in ggc sibling 2 sibling 2. We can see those components here, sibling 1 and sibling 2, right? Then we have to create another service. So I'm going to create a service in GSO service called shared, right? Service also created. In this simple example project, what we are going to do is there is a button in sibling component 1. I'm going to implement it. By pressing it, we are going to increment the count reside in sibling 2 component has the increment count method. Let's see how to do this. Before that, we should include these new components in our app.component HTML file. I'm going to remove this whole part. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to include right and the second one also. Right. So in sibling 1 component.html, I told you that in sibling 1 component there is a button it has the click method. I'm going to call it as click me or something. There it has the label click me. Now for recognize purpose, I'm going to give sibling component 1, right? And in sibling 2 component HTML file, I'm going to this sibling component 2. Let's first of all we are going to implement the sibling 1 component ts here. In here I'm going to implement this click me function. Sorry, click me. Before I implement this click me function, I should implement the shared service file first. So I'm going to go to shared service.ts file, and then I'm going to import observer and subject, observable and subject from RxJS. Then for class, I'm going to implement the subject private. I'm going to create a subject using new subject any, and I don't want this constructor here. Then I'm going to implement a function called click event, and I'm going to implement the get event. So if the user click the button in sibling component 1, this send click event will be fired. This dot subject dot next. Okay, I'm going to here server and return this dot subject dot as observer, right? Observable, right? Now our shared service is done. Now we have to implement the sibling one component. Yes, this click me method. So first of all, I want to import my shared component, shared service here, and I'm going to inject here shared service. Shared service. This dot shared service dot send click event. Right. Now the sibling component 1, TS and HTML file are done in implementing. Then sibling 2 component. Okay, go to sibling 2 component HTML file, the TS file, and we have to import shared service here also, and I want import subscription from RxJS, and I'm going to make a reference in click event subscription. You can say what you want. It's a subscription. Inject this my shared service in here too. Shared service, right? Now in this constructor, I'm going to give this click event subscription equal to this dot shared service dot get click event, and I'm going to subscribe it. So this dot increment, I'm going to implement this increment count function. Now I'm going to implement it. Increment Okay, I should have a variable called count. Initially I'm going to give the 0. This increment count will do this dot count plus. Okay, now we have to implement the sibling2 component.html. Is to count variable. Let's see. I'm going to stop the server and run the server again. Gserv minus open. Now here you can see the application. Here is the sibling component 1. Here is the sibling component 2. When I click me button in sibling component 1, increment will happen. But this this count is in component 2. So that's how we implement this functionality in Angular using RxJS.